Hi guys, this is Alison from AllyKat Creations. Welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you get anything from my work, a connect, the dot, an epiphany, a mind blown moment, a new book to read, new author to explore, tons of books. Please consider supporting my channel. All the links are in the description box. And if you're into artwork, this is a failed piece because I had a failed mold. It didn't sit right in the mold frame. It's not a flat bottom, but this is heavy, really heavy. But yeah, if you're into pyramids, large, small, even though this came out freaking amazing, the bottom is all messed up. Necklaces, I'm making keychains as well out of these. Check my website, AllyKatCreations211.com. I do everything privately through email. I customize. So check me out there. And I'm doing this video to say thank you to everybody who have supported me since the beginning. This is 2 years this channel is live and growing. And I want to thank everybody. And I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting me and coming on this journey with me. It's not anywhere close to being over. But I did a quantum AI metaphysical pondering yesterday, and a lot of people don't watch that one particular series that I do. So I want to repeat something that I saw. I saw a video of myself with the Amish mindset the very first time I mentioned it. And I looked emaciated. I was really upset and angry. I was in another whole state of survival, and I felt my energy. It was devastating to look at myself in that condition. And when I'm in the chats doing, what the other work that I do and the things that I volunteer for, I could still feel some people in that state. And I've been trying to pick people up in so many different ways. And I hope that that message continues to reverberate and ripple within time, space, in this reality. We all need to be a help to each other in some way, shape, or form. We are all one, and no one should be suffering the way I had to suffer. I get it. I wrote my script that way. I wrote my contract like that. I needed a complete soul change. I needed a time jump destinations, jump new area, new vibrations, new everything. I needed to get out of that timeline. So what does the universe do? Forces you to do it. Was it easy? Absolutely not. But if it wasn't for some of the people on this channel who really stepped up to the plate to help me, I wouldn't be here right now. So I really want to thank all of those people who took a leap of faith in trusting me, that saved my life. Literally, I'm not lying in that. There are many. I looked at that video in tears to see how emaciated I looked. I was not healthy, and I was probably closer to actual death than I could have fathom. No one should be in that state. And we have to prevent that. And like the Amish mindset, we can't let anybody fall anymore. We have to stop this nonsense. Right? So even though my channel is still not monetized, it probably won't be for another year or two. I mean, I don't do what I do for money. It helps because I still don't have a job. 2 years now. I do have I'm starting my own business making these guys and doing my artwork because that's my passion. And I'm infusing my energy in all these pieces. So you're getting light and healing from them and protection. We need to be understanding that we're all one. And you're made up of everything like everybody else. We're individuated. The hardest part that I'm having, and it's not necessarily hard, it's just like trying not to fall into the traps, is becoming neutral. Knowing both sides, understanding both sides, and having the objective eagle eye view, looking down and saying, okay, well, if the bad didn't happen, I wouldn't be awake. Or if the bad wasn't infiltrating here and the matrix is at stake, why did my soul contract to come in? Because I was contracted in and volunteered to be here to help other people, to save a Stargate and reopen it somewhere else. We all have gifts. All of us. They're all different. Why I say I go to a medium, because I'm not a physical medium. I'm a mental medium. I'm a channel. I don't talk to the dead. And oddly enough, I did a video before this, and then I got not sidetracked, but I got a phone call I had to take. So I kind of lost track. So I am redoing this video. I was talking about one of I only did 2 interviews on this channel, and one of them, Cab, Chad is his name. That interview was very important because he's not here with us any longer in the physical. He's moved on, and he had a rough life, and he had incredible experiences. So I urge everybody to go find him and watch that interview. It was I was hoping more people would jump on to have interviews, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable expressing their experiences because they're still doubting themselves. He didn't doubt himself. He knew what he saw. He knew what he was experiencing, and he's up and doing his thing right now. I've been trying to connect with him, but again, I'm not a physical medium. So if he is trying to get the vibratory state to come and hang out with me and guide me, that'd be great. But I haven't felt his energy yet. That's why I haven't done a video, and it's been almost a year, close. So I want to say to my friend, until our light meets again, I never met you in person, but you are a pleasant, amazing soul to talk to. And thank you for your knowledge and wisdom that you imparted on all of us. Very important. I didn't have a clear-cut vision of what I wanted this channel to be. I was in a midlife crisis. I was like, life just... And at the time, watching my buddy Jason, he kept mentioning a lot of the books that I'm now still currently reading with you guys. And a lot of people in the chat's like, well, that's 2,000 pages. I don't have the time for that. I'm a truck driver. So I took and jumped on that opportunity to help the collective out by starting to read it section by section and give it time so you can absorb the information. And now, as I'm spiritually still maturing and growing, and expansion extravaganza over here, my views have changed. I'm still reading the books, but I'm inserting more of what I feel to be true. And my truth might not be the same as your truth, but that's all about my channel. It's about expanding your consciousness, getting out of the one book paradigm. When you hold up a book and like, even everybody knows by now, I'm huge into Ashtiana D, but I don't resonate with all her work. I don't resonate with anybody's work in totality. I love The Law of One. It's one of my favorite top 10 books. But there is things there that I don't agree with. And that's okay. We all have our own paradigm. We manifest our own reality. In the same breath, we are all still one. And we created this universe, in my opinion. The simulated, I go into it yesterday's video. We live in a simulated holographic universe run by ontological mathematics. We're made up of codes and programs. We're material objects. We're made of flesh, and that's not taking God out of the equation at all. But we built this universe together. Every one of us had a role in creating this system. And then we inserted ourselves in the game. And at some points in some videos, I call it God's divine stage, which is true. You chose your parents, you chose your circumstances, you chose your color, you chose your religion, you chose your language, you chose it all. In each life that you do, you've been everything. You were the murderer, you were the victim. And I think that's what is hard for people right now, seeing what's happening in the world, where everybody's kind of getting stuck. I'm sitting in neutrality. I'm trying to sit in neutrality, and that's not easy for a human to do, because I have to look at both sides of the coin and understand it's the same freaking coin. And when you see horrible things happening to other people, we have the, compassion, and we have the grace that we don't want bad things happening to good people. But they wrote that experience, whether it kills them or not, in their story. I can't judge that. And neither should you. We all write stories. We write a timeline. Your free will is what you do on the day-to-day. Do I choose to go and exercise? Do I choose to pass gas at will? Whatever it is, your day-to-day, you're choosing your free will. That's that. But there are things you insert in certain points in your life to bring a catalyst of change. It could be something good. It could be something bad. But again, we live in a duality. So you have to understand that if God created everything, it's good and evil. And what's happening in the world today, if you come into neutrality, you have to just see it as, okay, they're playing a role for an experience. We don't like it. It's affecting us. But what is it teaching us? How did it awaken us? What are we putting into motion to stop it? And everybody's holding up one person to stop it. It's not. It's an army of us. All of us stop it when we choose not to give it energy anymore. When we stop calling those people names. When we stop giving them the attention that they think they deserve. They don't deserve it. Stop giving the energy out. And it will slowly evaporate in your paradigm. And I'm trying to do that very hard. It's not easy when I'm very active in a participative way in chats, but I'm slowly trying to seed everybody. And that's all we can do, right? I'm trying to transcend things that are next level. I urge everybody to go watch. I had the video up and I had it in the last thing. Okay. You Are a Cosmic Portal by Brian Scott. Just came out today. It validated a whole ton of things for me. Because when I say certain things, when I make the claim that I am an archangel incarnate, people like, no, you're not. That's ego talking. I know what I am. I've been validated and validated and validated. No one needs to, and I only speak what I am because I want you to empower, not to become egotistical, empower yourself with the responsibility of what those roles are. If you're human with the God spark, you are an angelic, not a fallen one, not a this one, not a that one. You are of the human lineage of angels. Now, there's different types of angels. You are one of them. You have to do the work to figure that out. Like I asked upstairs, what is my archangel name? Okay, there's like 7. Okay, which one am I? Right? I didn't get an answer because I have to figure that out. I know they're working on me right now, but this video made a lot of, like, it was my epiphany light bulb, like chicken winter dinner. Okay. I, in a few videos, have said that I have a walk-in, but it's not another soul. It's my own. It's my higher self that came into my body because I could not handle. And this was around the time after my mother passed away in 17, when I got bombarded with a whole bunch of stuff and I didn't know how to handle anything. I woke up one day, I felt weird, but I felt myself. But at the same time, my reactions were changing. The way I was thinking was changing. I got more of my rational mind. I was more logical. I'm like, okay, stop thinking that way. That's not healthy. Things started changing. And I asked, did my 6.5 density self come into this vehicle to save me? Because the other part of the old soul of mine that was 3D, I would have killed myself. I would have taken the route my birth mother took because I couldn't handle it. And I was told yes. What Brian Scott puts out today is saying that you're integrating your other selves in this vehicle. So when I say I'm multidimensional, I do have other avatars running around right now with parts of my soul in them. But my soul is a huger, vast thing. I talk about how vast your soul is. It is infinite. You are everything individuated into this dense little vehicle that we have here. So you are an angel. You are an ascended master. You're everything. You're just now coming online. And what's happening with this ascension, as he's talking, it's like I'm seeing it. Your higher self is integrating in your vehicle. Now, when I say that you have to choose right now, there's this angst and pull that you want to keep your old self, but you got to come into this new self. And we're in this in between right now, where the old is starting to depart and the new hasn't really taken shape yet. We're still going through ascension symptoms. We're still having the Schumann resonance go on and off. You are integrating your other selves, the higher aspects of yourself. are coming into your being in this vehicle. You, in order to move forward, this has never been done before. Never. This is the biggest experiment. We are always the experiment, but this is the biggest thing in the experiment is instead of our physical vehicles passing away in order for our soul to ascend, we are taking the vehicle with us. Not everybody's going to have this chance because their vehicles aren't made to hold that kind of frequency. And that's why a lot of people are departing, and they wrote their script was the one of the biggest ways out for people. So again, if they took it or not, if you took it or not, please stop with the fear, stop with the bad mouthing. It's a choice that people needed to do. And that was soul contracted. Okay. Those of us who didn't take it, we didn't take it. It sucks when someone dies, period, end of story, right? What is lacking for 4D is the compassion component. The compassion of understanding that we are all one. That's the good and the bad. We're all one. Yes, there's infiltration in the matrix. Yes, there's other elements that are trying to suck us into another matrix system, the parallel matrix, the phantom matrix, the black hole matrix. There's a ton of different matrices. It's overlaid. I talked about that yesterday's video. It's long. I'm sorry. I'm going to make this one as shorter as possible. But I wanted to explain this video is, you got to listen to it. It's the Reality Revolution with Brian Scott. I've been watching him for years. Love his meditations. And I don't watch just solely him for meditations, but if a lot of people are having a hard time grasping how to go in. And a lot of people don't answer it. They say, well, you got to go within. You got to pray to God. You got to call to God. Yes, but no. If someone is having a hard time getting the concept of what to do, you have to explain it to them. Well, you want to first train your brain to visualize. How do you do that? Watch and follow guided meditations. It doesn't need to be Brian. It could be anybody. Whatever you resonate with. Put on a video and listen to what they're telling you to do and train your brain to visualize. A lot of people can't visualize. Nothing wrong with you if you can't, but these are skills that you have to build. Doesn't happen in a day. Some people it's like snap. I'm like that. It takes me a million years to get to my destination because my soul processes things in stages. It's like I can go through an event, but then I have to reprocess it and then go deeper and then deeper until I get it in totality. That's just how my brain, my soul works. That's why nothing has ever been handed to me. I've had to work twice as hard for things that other people get in a snap. Right. And a lot of people are in that situation. I wrote a harder script for myself because I don't want to go back. I'm not coming back. I want my pattern moment. And even if it doesn't look like, I don't have expectations. Don't have expectations. This channel has evolved in the last 2 years, and I couldn't be more happier with people really enjoying my dyslexic, non-pronouncing properly, skipping shit. I thank you guys for the patience and the fortitude to keep listening. I'm not perfect. I'm not an audible book, but I like to give my spiritual understanding and knowing to people in hopes that what I say sparks something within you. It's not about me being right or wrong. It's what you get out of me. And if it's not something that you agree with me, but you're expanding your thinking in another direction where you're going to do your own research and go look for yourself, that's all that I want at the end of the day, is your conscious expansion, is you understanding you're much more than this body, that you are divine. And if you feel like you're not God sparked, that's because you're probably not. And that's okay too. Ashiana Dean, Voyager's book, please get it. There's PDFs all over the place. Or support her work. $17 for a PDF. I bought two. The importance of her work in understanding that most of us came back to volunteer for a very specific purpose, and that there's a lot of humans with otherworldly souls, right? Again, we're infinite, and there was hybridization happening here, and there are things that don't look at the God spark. They oppose God. It's magnetism, it's physics. And they chose to do another experience, not acknowledging source. Fine. Some of those people, after a while, were like, I don't vibe with this. And they left those systems and came here for refuge. They're now trying to get their God spark back, the encoding within themselves. And a lot of us came here to save them so they can have the chance to become one of us again. It all starts with you, and it's all within you. The ascension symptoms, the lack of sleep, the abundance of sleep, your diet, your body. I looked at myself a year ago and I almost cried looking at the videos with how emaciated I looked. I wasn't even perceiving myself back then. And I don't really watch my videos from back then. But when I watched this one particular one, I was being shown to reflect where I am now. I'm much healthier. I put nice weight on. I'm eating. It wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have people that cared. So I want to thank everybody sincerely as I have tears coming in my eyes. Thank you. Some of you saved my life. And I saved my own life by taking the choices and saying, well, I'm not giving up. I'm persevering through something that should have killed me. Now, I get to have that turn and help other people understand and save lives. And it's a blessing to be able to do that. But we all need each other. Spirit brings people to me to watch. That's how it works for a lot of people. Jason Q is the same way. He sees something and then he gets downloads. And then the connect the dots start happening. This is how he works. This is very similar to how I work. I get videos, I get information, and then all of a sudden I get the mind-blown moments and epiphanies, just like I got today listening to Brian Scott. I want that to happen to more of you more often and frequently. And that's all about the knowledge and expansion of your consciousness. It's all residing within you, all of it. your body is going through immense vibratory frequency and physical changes. We're all getting ready to move forward. And it's going to be on our own time. The ascension is not one big blast of something and all of us are disappearing. It doesn't work like that. We're in a physical vehicle moving the vastness of space within us. Your body is turning into a crystalline, light radiated body. That's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. We're going to be on, all of us will be on unsolved mysteries. The human combustion happened to a lot of people. Like, where do they go? When you hold too much frequency, that can happen. I was warned about this, that I need to do a lot more kinetic energy moving, like qigong and just moving my body, dancing. I used to dance, so I always dance, but like focus on my energy doing it. This is the time of now. It's a we, not a me. We're all one. We're individuated, yes. But right now, listening to his video and what I was saying yesterday, all of the parts of us are coming into us as our body is going through these enormous changes so that we can take this vehicle consciously, physically, and move and shift. That might just look like nothing happened, just like when CERN, we didn't know that we were zipped somewhere else in time space. And I just downloaded Scribe, so I'm going to find that information. Someone has it, I know it. We didn't even know time shifts. You don't even know that your timeline shifts all the time by your choices. It's things that we can't perceive yet still exist. That's why it's a very big metaphysical universe. There's a lot of things you can't see, but yet still exist. Radio waves, microwaves, waves of Roy G. Biv coming down and bouncing off of things so you could see color. There's a lot of the unseen world that is now starting to appear to people. More and more people are starting to look up and seeing things that now can be questioned. Humans need tangible evidence. For someone like me, that's not easy to produce. I walk in between two worlds. I'm here, but I'm not. And most of you are upstairs as well. Again, I'm no different from anybody watching me. So please, I'm not here to put myself on a pedestal. I'm here to empower you to take control of what you know you are, to start remembering. When you unlock those things within yourself, your vibratory state increases, and so are the changes happening in your body. You're matching your vibratory rate, and you go higher, and you'll go higher, and that's how you ascend. Yeshua Melchizedek spoke about this in Pistis Sophia. He only talked about it, though, in a vehicle that already had been passed on. So you're listening to the soul going through these changes, not a physical vehicle. Add on a physical vehicle to his wording, and it's exactly what needs to happen. You have to go and remember what you are in totality is everything. You're everything. You're made up of everything. You, I, and everybody created this universe and this system. Whether it be a simulation or not, doesn't necessarily matter. Whether it's holographic or not, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's perception. We all broke the code. Claim it. Once we can take back control of what was stolen and what we're all fighting for, everybody will be shifting a lot quicker. Instead of calling names and the division thing, understand they're a part of you as much as you're a part of them, and they don't like you and you don't like them. So negates itself, right? They're still a part of you. We need to have more compassion. Fourth density, according to some people, is unconditional love and compassion. Yeah, we love our animals unconditionally. We love our friends unconditionally. But where's the compassion? Compassion has to go broad range, not just like compassionate towards things or concepts. You have to be compassionate. Not easy. With the information many of us know, it's not easy. But when you detach yourself, that's the key word. Come into neutrality. You know, everybody puts 45, you know, on a high standard, but why aren't you putting yourself on a high standard? You're no different from him. Oh, he's this, he's that. He's just a vehicle that sources haven't experienced through. And you have a similar experience because you are a part of it all. Why aren't you acting like it? Hardest conundrum you could think of. When you can remember what you are, embody it, understand it, step into that power, you're not taking it to the ego side. You're helping transform humanity. Understanding what you are in totality is understanding all of it. You're everything. You don't have to believe me. But this is where a lot of people are stuck. This is where humanity is kind of getting stuck. Everybody listens to certain people over others. I've come to a large conclusion that everything happens in divine timing. Everything that has happened to me in my life is divine timing. And it sucks. Not gonna lie, I don't like it. I don't. But as a child, I always said, my life is going to be changed dramatically by the time I'm 40. I'm 40 now. How the hell did I know back then? Because I was remembering that was a time in my life that things were going to start picking up and changing. I said a lot of wild things as a kid, not gonna lie. Bogus, crazy shit, yes. But I wasn't wrong. I validated my child's self. I validated it. I came to terms with it. I knew my parents were going to be alive. I knew a lot of things. It's called the knowing. I just innately knew certain things. Couldn't put my fingers too much on it. Didn't really read into it because why do you want your parents to be dead? I sure didn't. But they're physically not here. They're always with me. My parents are always with me. You know, people are upset about physical things. This is another one of those hard things you have to detach. It's not to say not to love and appreciate what you have. Absolutely. Especially your children and your family. But you know what taught me was when it all was ripped away from me. You know, when the holidays come and I'm watching everybody sitting at a table, nice, warm, and cozy, and having dinner, and I'm sitting by myself going, wow, huh, you know, physically sitting at my, by my, I have spirit all over the place. It's not easy being human, and not, we're social creatures. We're supposed to be social. But if we didn't have this time to go in and reflect and do the inner work, then there was plenty of opportunities, and a lot of people missed it. But that's okay, because it wasn't your time yet. Dolores Cannon talks about waves of volunteers, but where I feel gets it wrong is that they have always been coming in, just not in high mass. Like, my adopted mother was a starseed. Totally was. She never knew it. She didn't. She only admitted that she saw shit and understood what I was talking about right before she died, because she was being transitioned. And most people who are having a slow death, they start seeing spirit. They start seeing and having experiences to help them transition and not to be so scared. And I had to cross her over at the end. And I'm getting buzzing in my ear as I'm saying this. Hi, Mom. I am all saying this to say the focus of my channel is going to be shifting, not in a bad way. I'm still doing all the books and still doing all of that, but I'm seeing so much pain and suffering, and I experienced that last year. 2 years ago really was the journey, and last year was really the lesson. And a lot of people are in different stages of their expansion, and everything coming in and being encapsulated. It's a lot. It is heavy. It is difficult. But if you take that step back and ask, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? Nothing. You wrote it. Acknowledge it. Go within. Going within is asking yourself deep, deep, deep questions. It's mental gymnastics. Why did I write in I was going to lose my job after I fought so hard to get it? Because it wasn't where I needed to be. I needed that short amount of experience to learn, to comprehend and understand the power that I have when I'm working with children. And now, with that experience, I need to move it elsewhere, because it is not serving its purpose where I am. See how I just answered my own question, but I dug for that answer. Why did I choose Indiana? Because I need to be the beacon of light, because there's not many lighthouses of people here. I'm a lighthouse. I need to help with my frequency being here to clear the negative energy around the areas and surrounding areas. There's a lot of heavy, dense, and a lot of dense, negative, very hard energy here. And there isn't a lot of people like me. I'm here, I'm anchoring my energy, and I'm trying to clear the way so people can start waking up. People can feel more safe. People can connect to themselves. If you're being guided to move, there's a reason for it. Yeah, life circumstances, divine timing will come. I wanted to move. And this is how the universe fucks with me, though, right? Because I have still, the veil is wrapped around me in certain aspects. I wanted to move really bad over the summer. And I tried every which way to start packing and donating and selling and getting my stuff all packed up. And then the fall happened. yeah, no, you're selling your house. This is great. We got buyers, but you gotta wait until their mortgage clears. I didn't get into Indiana, into that hotel until December 7th. Why you don't put expectations on when you try to manifest things? Because I was not looking to move in the middle of the winter. Nope, nope. Who the hell moves Midwest in the winter? Oh, me. Fun times. And it looks like the universe is still messing with me. Because everybody I try to call to help with the shed and help me move my stuff out of storage, because I can't do it by myself. Not interested. Doesn't pick back the phone up. Like, message, not ever get. I don't know. I'm trying to pay people. Yeah, I'll cook you ribs. Help me. I am being patient. It will come when it comes. But we all wrote this in for ourselves. That's why I don't have expectations on what things are going to transform into, because we don't know. Again, that's the unknown variable in this experiment, this simulation, this holographic universe that we are in. And again, whatever you perceive you're in, that's fine. Don't have expectations, because this has never been done before. Usually you have to wait to die or physical vehicles in order to ascend and to move up. So there's some game-changing things here we need to be aware of, and not to, I know a lot of people listen to a shit ton of people. I have stopped really listening to too many people. I keep a very short list, and if something sparks at me, spirit says you need to watch it, I'll heed to my spiritual guidance. Go within. And if you watched me since the beginning, you have probably seen the manifestation of my unfoldment out of the chrysalis. You have seen my transformation. And a lot of you probably have seen my thinking, not necessarily changed, but matured, expanded even further than where it was a year or 2 years ago. And it's a beautiful journey to watch somebody do that. It's a transformation. It's beautiful. So I'm hoping that as I continue this channel, as I continue doing the book readings, I have a ton of books that I got to tackle. I'm like so excited, but the universe is telling me to slow down right now. And that's because I'm integrating a large amount of stuff, including other fractals of my soul. So when I'm taking too much information in, it's when my dyslexia comes out. Way worse than what you see sometimes. I can't say words and my teeth are falling out of my face. I have to pause and fix. And it's a sign from the universe to me to slow down. They know I want to be a service to others. They know I'm trying to be a service to humanity. Getting Jack and Jason on Wednesdays and Sundays is my gift to humanity. And yes, they can do it for themselves. Maybe not Jason. I don't know. I know he knows how to get online, but he has a lot of tech issues. So I help with that. But that was my mission, to get Jason back in a stable situation. And many other people took part in that. And I'm very blessed that within my own journey, I got to help other people with their journey. And now we're all finding our tribe. And that tribe is only expanding. And there will be people that drop off because they're only there to stay a season. They're only there because you had something to impart on them, and then they're going to impart it on someone else. They're leaving. Goodbye, adios. I took a big giant leap into the unknown. I did things I would have never done if I didn't have my higher self integrate into this body. We all have and serve a higher ended purpose. And it's a beautiful one. We all have to start doing the work within, and it doesn't end. It's a continuous. If you think you're going to ascend and it's just going to be some la-di-da unicorns and puppy dogs and kittens, it will be, but there's still a shit ton of work that we got to do. And that is always a continuous cycle that doesn't ever end. We're always being tested. We're always being thrown catalysts because we know we can handle it. And many of us won't be able to help walk others through their catalysts because they might not have the strong will. They might not know how to traverse certain things. But being a service to others is not doing something for somebody. It's getting them on their feet and showing them. And then letting them do it. That's how you teach children. You give the example, you model it, and then you ask them to do it and repeat. And then you only step in if they're ready to hurt themselves. We need to be better models. We need to be better teachers. We need to be able to have an Amish mindset and start getting the people that are doing the good work out there. There's a lot of deception happening. There's a lot of attachments. People are still attached to people being certain other people. Your truth is not my truth. You might have commonalities. Great. But the way you see the world is your unique way and yours alone. Do the work. Ask yourself the deep whys. What's? How's? Go ask yourself those questions and keep getting more specific with yourself and touch those parts you don't want to go. Why was my dad abusive? Why was my dad an alcoholic? Why was my mom a drug abuser? Why did my mom commit suicide? I can't answer that because I wasn't around her when she had put me up for adoption. And no, I wasn't abused. I wasn't abused, and my adopted dad wasn't a drinker. But I'm just giving general examples. Why did you have a heart attack? Why do I have RA? Why did I need that pain? What did it teach me? This is how you do the inner work. And once you start asking those questions, and once you start deep diving, then you go into meditation. You could start wherever you want. But for those who are having trouble processing how to go within, ask yourself those questions. It's mental gymnastics. Come to neutrality. Take yourself out of the situation and watch yourself down here interlace with what your problem is. Okay, now ask yourself objectively, what did I learn from this? What was my lesson? What did that person I asked to do that to me? Why did I ask him? And I do a lot of episodes on this stuff, on this work. So go check it out. Usually it's under spiritual soul advice. I talk a lot about this stuff. I've just been not necessarily ignored, but people don't take me seriously. And I'm not acknowledged that much in the universe for good reasons. But I'm hoping now with Amish mindset from others that people start understanding and opening up. I'm not here to prove myself right or wrong. I get validated from the universe every day. I'm just here to help in any way that I can. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's cup of coffee. I like my coffee light and sweet. Not everybody likes light and sweet. They like bitter. They like black coffee. They like a little milk and a tiny little schnick of honey. It's all up to you. But I wanted to take this opportunity for today. It's already past the 2-year mark by the time I got this out. Sorry, guys. But I really wanted to thank all of you and give you all my gratitude and appreciation and sincerity that from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank everybody for supporting me in whatever way that you can. And a lot of that is liking and sharing and doing the kindest things on, Facebook, especially. People repost my website. People, even back when, were helping me, hey, does anybody have this? Anybody? It wasn't in mass. That was the sad part. It wasn't a mass. But I needed what I got because the universe gave it to me, and it was in my contract that these people were going to help me. I don't like breaking things down like that. I don't. But it's really that's for me the reality of it all. But we have a chance to be game changers for others. And I want to continue pushing that message forward as much as possible. And the truth and the reality is 1984. I got scribed, and I could tell you a lot of it from energetically wise is infiltrated. And yes, there is truth in everything. That's why I still read the books. I don't agree with most of the books that are up on my shelves, but they're worth reading because there is good stuff in there that you can learn and that aren't in reversals. Again, it's all of God's design, the source of all sources. It's all part of the design. It's a chess match. Are you playing properly? So I really, really sincerely want to thank everybody for giving me the time, your comments. I'm getting a lot more comments. Thank you guys. I love seeing them. They cheer me up. I might not be able to respond to you in the moment. As we can see, these take time and they take a lot of work. A lot of work. And this is the largest one I can make. And I'm doing all those sculptural paintings and stuff like that. I need to, and this is how I'm clearing my energy, is getting creative and just getting lost into my artwork. I haven't done that in years, and it's very healthy for me to do that. What is something you could do to get lost in, to get your thoughts? It's going into that silent space that really you start getting your answers. And it's not paying attention and asking, why, God, you're not answering me? Because your higher self is like, you got to figure that out on your own, girl. But in the meantime, go sit in the silence. Go meditate. Here, you got to get lost in this because your energy needs to move. You need to not think, just do. That's how I've been doing my artwork recently. I'm just doing, I'm not really thinking about it. I mean, this week I have to think about, but the paintings that I do, I just do it. It just naturally comes out of me. If you guys need some kind of calming, you're not creative, you telling me people wrote a book about stick figures. I'm telling you what, it's called Scribbles. Get a mandala coloring book. I don't care if you color like a 3-year-old pre-K-er. It doesn't matter. It's soothing. Find something in your life that's soothing. Do you play an instrument? Even if you don't know how to read sheet music, it doesn't matter. If you feel like you like to play the piano, play the piano. Even though I have teeth that fall out of my face, I needed to have one of these. Kalimbas, drums. You know, the shaman. I have 2 shamanic drums. Got them off of Amazon. They weren't that expensive. I didn't buy the real deal. But drumming, maracas. I'm just giving some examples because I'm very creative. I love dancing. I used to be a Zumba instructor for 10 years. Yes, I know cumbia and the cha-cha and the samba and the cumbia. I used to dance. I used to be a ballerina, but I taught Zumba for 10 years. I need to be active. Period. End of story. What do you need? Ask yourself. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? You have to love yourself first. That's where you need to start, is loving yourself. Giving yourself the love. And only when you can give yourself the unconditional love, but the self-love that you need inside, things will start transforming, changing your mindset, thinking positively. And yes, being realistic in that. Please, the human part of us needs to still be human. We're still here having this experience. You want to be the star seed and you want to go home. And I totally get that. I get it. But you're here now. Live in the present. What can you do to change your circumstances, your way of thinking, how you're reacting to things is changing your mindset. Giving yourself self-love, appreciating things, give gratitude every day, Ho'oponopono. Whatever it is and whatever method you can use, there are a million of them. Go look and investigate which one will work for you. Trial and error, you got to try. Take small little leaps and bounds each day. Like I was telling people, write I love you on a post-it. You don't need a pretty affirmation card to tell yourself I love you, and put it on your computer screen. Put it on your mirror, put it on your fridge, wherever you're going to see it every day. It doesn't need to be in your face all day, but let it be a reminder. It's the small little things that when you keep building upon it and keep building upon it and make it a habit, when a habit happens and you keep doing it, it just becomes. You don't have to think about it. It just is. This is where I'm hoping that humanity starts taking its big leap of faith into the abyss and starts doing more and more self-empowerment, self-love, compassion for all, not some. And this world will start transforming quicker. Everybody's like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Well, you got to ask yourself that because you wrote it in your script. You wrote this script. I wrote the script. We all wrote it. It'll happen when it happens. Stop having expectations when it's going to happen, because divine timing does not work that way. You got to do the work inside. If not enough of us do the work, only some of us are going to shift, and it's going to look a little wonky. We all have to do the work. We all have to start shifting together. And the only way to do that is to work together. And the only way that's going to happen is when more people find each other, more people see different people, more people start connecting to other people. Again, I'm not of a religious mindset. I'm not of a religious background, period. I'm of spiritual. I still know that Christ is within me. I still know that I have the Christic spark. I still know there's a lot more that's involved with me than, again, I'm not any more special than 45 or you, or you, or you. We all have something unique that makes us human. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. There are so many people just like me talking. Just have not been exposed to them yet. I like to say I am like your beginning snack. You take little bites, you're like, I don't know about her. Okay, she's making some sense. Oh, okay, she's making more sense. And then you start eating more of the cookie. And then you start opening up the box. And where my box gets empty, someone else with more knowledge than me will come in to your paradigm, and the box starts opening up into the cake. It keeps going. It's a perpetual movement. I do the books so that people just have conscious expansion in books and information from books. I also do a lot of other content. I didn't know that was going to happen on my channel. I just started off talking about how to clear and cleanse. Right? And here I am 2 years later. So I'm very thankful for this experience. It's not easy to put yourself in front of a camera and to tell the world your problems and vent and to project what you want into the universe and what you're trying to see to humanity. It is not easy whatsoever to just put yourself out there where millions of people could see you at some point and pick you apart and be critical. But where does that get you? Why are you expending your energy in that way? Why are you wasting your energy in that way? Stop wasting your energy where it doesn't belong. It belongs here with you. Use your energy wisely. Expend it wisely. If you're not getting your energy exchange back, put your boundary up and let it go. You have to stop letting these other selves of source who don't acknowledge itself to stop using us as its creative energy to manifest things. Well, if you really wanted that EBS to go off, whose agenda are you fulfilling? Do you know if there's a bad agenda attached to that EBS? Why are you feeding it energy? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and stop putting all your eggs in one basket. The same thing with the financial stuff. And I love everybody who, but I was steered in the wrong directions. You know how many people like, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I had to give up my house. I had to pawn my mom's jewelry. I had to give up everything that I really wanted to keep because my eating was more important than materialized objects, and nothing came my way yet. I'm still waiting to be compensated for the hell that I had to go through. And if you don't believe me, go watch a video from me last year and see how sunken in my face was, how drained I looked, and how my bones were sticking out of my body. It ain't pretty. You saw, I felt how horrible that situation was. And I'm so much better for going through that experience and grateful for it too, believe it or not. Did a lot of growing. But I wouldn't be here today without the encouragement, the love, and the support from people that are watching me. And I really wanted to give you this sincere thank you for being a part of my life, for being a part of my journey, for taking a risk and listening to me. And even if you don't, resonate with everything I say, you're being an open mind is amazing. And thank you so much. I want to give everybody so much love, light, protection, and shielding. We need it. I really, really, really thank everybody. And I know I just got some brand new subscribers, but some of you know me already. Something within you is now telling you to listen. And it's not an egoic thing. It's because what I am being channeled to say is important for humanity. I'm not alone in what I say. It's being validated now. Humans need tangible evidence. I can only show so many Draco pictures and so many Stargate maps, and I can only show so many demon pictures where people are like, oh, okay, well, that's Photoshop and that's this and that's that. More people are now aware and awake that a lot of that isn't. So I'm hoping more people are feeling my frequency or understanding the place that I'm coming from is a heartfelt mission I have. And I hope you get things from me that help you. And that's my goal. So guys, I will hopefully, depending on the weather, it's pouring here. And I had a really bad day body wise. I wasn't feeling good. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day and I can get an actual full video. But until the next one, guys, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my wisdom with you. And again, my email is here if you would like a commission, if you would like to just talk. My time is getting crunched with a lot of people bombarding me right now. But if you need something, try to reach out to me and I will be getting back to you. Might not be right in the moment, but I will get back to you and I'll try to see what I can do. And if it's not me, again, Amish mindset, there's a chain of other people that could pick up the slack where I can't. And that's where it should be. So let's get there, guys. Have a wonderful night and have a great first start to your weekend.